The Tim and Tony podcast is brought to you by
Tim, do you care about sustainability?
I do.
Do you care about comfort?
I very much do.
Do you care about style?
A little bit.
Do you care about just looking good?
I really do. I really do care about all those things. I didn't mean to put sustainability. It feels like I put sustainability a little lower on that list than I should have.
It
But I care
sounded
about
like
those things deeply.
And in fact, sustainability is actually one of the best parts about what I'm about to talk about. Allbirds, they make incredible shoes. They make incredible clothing. They make incredible socks. Tell us about it, Tim.
Welcome to the program, Allbirds. We're happy to have you on board.
Absolutely.
These are, no exaggeration, the most comfortable fucking shoes I've ever worn in my entire life. They
And you
look
don't
great.
and you don't have to just wear them when you're having sex.
That's right. That's right. I can't believe we just put that in an ad. They look great. They feel better, and they're good for the planet. We're gonna, this is a little bit different than we've done in the other ones. We're going to attach the link to go to Allbirds, where you can pick up not only a pair of shoes, a shirt. They're making joggers. They've got shorts, whatever you want. You buy anything on the store, you get a free pair of socks with it on us. If you do go to the store and buy some Allbirds, please use the link that's in the description of this podcast.
Yes, and they don't do deals like this. This is like the only one out there. Like, this is the one deal. So that's what we're bringing to you guys. You should do it. Get the stuff because it's a great company and they make great stuff.
Tony, before we had this podcast and we received this next wonderful sponsor, we both struggled with our fashion game, specifically and especially our gym fashion game, which is an underrated part of going to the gym.
Yes.
Please tell the people how they can get more excited about going to the gym and what company they can go to buy some stuff that'll make them feel better.
So what's great is, wow, interesting. We're keeping that in. So all you got to do is go to titlewear.com, because what you're going to find there is you're going to find some of the most comfortable and flattering, might I add, gym wear on the market. They got hoodies, they got sleeveless hoodies, they got tank tops, they got t-shirts, they got shorts, they've got compression pants, and they've got sports bras, they've got leggings, they've got all of it. It's fantastic. The quality is amazing. It's made for workouts, so they're durable, and it's just plain comfortable. So Tim, what's that promo code?
Very easy to remember. It is TNT15. That's TANDT15. That's 15% off your entire order. You can order one thing. You can order 13 things. You can order 100 fucking things. It's 15% off the entire order at title.com.
And if you want to order 100 fucking things, you do it, and you do it with the promo code TANDT15. Tim, why do you use Bucked Up?
Because, Tony, everybody needs a little help in their life. I found out a few years ago that I needed that extra push to actually do my workouts at the level that I wanted to be doing them at, and to get the results that I wanted to out of working out. And so, one of the most frustrating things is when you're hitting the gym as hard as your body will allow you to, and you feel like you're not getting anywhere. These supplements will really help you get to that next level, get to that next step, and push you to hopefully reach your goals. So that's why I use it.
Bucked Up. It tastes fantastic, and it helps you work out. Get it, use it. We have a promo code, right?
We do. Promo code, very easy to remember. It's T and T20. Get 20% off your Bucked Up order. They have supplements, every single one you can think of, shirts, hats, fucking joggers, anything you could possibly want. They've got it.
Fucking
TNT
joggers.
TNT 20 Get 20% off your entire order today online, buckedup.com.
TANDT 20. Tim, we had a Marvel movie come out.
Thank God.
Were you as excited as I was to be back in the theater?
I was very well. I actually, what was weird about this one is that I actually kind of forgot the date. I'll be honest.
Really?
It kind of snuck up on me.
Wow.
And I think it snuck up on a lot of people. And I think that may have been contributed to some of its issues. But I was very excited to be back.
Yeah.
Chloe Zhao clearly loves one time of day more than the others, and that is dusk. Love shadows. I love you, Chloe Zhao. If you ever want to come on the podcast, you're more than welcome. There's clearly like this time of day that all of the events of your movies take place, and I'm fine with it. But it's
and you know when we'll record just for you? We'll record at dusk. So, Tim, what were you most excited for this movie? Because I was very excited to see Richard Madden on the screen again, because he was my favorite character from Game of Thrones, and the way that he went out was just unsettling. Doesn't quite give the oomph that I need of how just disgusted I was at that moment. But it's always good to see him up and around and moving.
So Kumail Nanjiani is one of my favorites. I love him. Most of the things that he's in are very, very funny. Obviously was excited for Angelina, one of my many early childhood crushes, who's still killing it on the big screen.
Just killing it.
I thought Kit Harington was going to be a bigger deal. Obviously he's going to be. He's going to be. And I'm aware of who. I can feel Tony's energy wanting to ask me, do you know who the voice was? Who's that? Yes, I know who the voice was.
Oh, I know, you know.
Yeah, no. Okay. I got you. But other than that, I was really excited to go to another origin Marvel movie, because at its heart, when Marvel's at its best, in my opinion, is when they're doing really good origin movies with actors and actresses that are maybe lesser known or have done smaller roles in the past. My favorite part of any Marvel franchise is the beginning. And so I was very, very excited for this one. I was very, very excited for Shang-Chi. Frankly, do I hate the movie? No.
Oh, I don't like that's how we're starting.
I don't hate the movie.
Hold it, because we need to say hi to Ellis Monroe. We need them to bring us in. So, Ellis Monroe, please play us in.
In a crowded room, somewhere in town.
Okay, so Tim, you just said that you didn't hate the movie. A ringing endorsement. Elaborate.
I didn't hate it. I think that the Cersei, who most of this movie revolves around, I just didn't find her interesting in the least.
Which, can I just say, I think it's really fucked up that we're making Richard Madden and Kit Harington.
It was funny.
Talk nicely about Cersei. I thought it was really fucked up. I didn't like it.
Very funny. Nothing about that character was interesting to me, and you spend the most time with her. And so that part of it kind of lagged, to be honest.
Okay.
I thought there were some really weird choices made, like Kumail Nanjiani just leaving, but then they're still cool after, or Richard Madden flying into the sun because he lost.
No, he's Icarus. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, okay. I don't know. And then I don't know, like the movie didn't necessarily pop like a normal Marvel movie, although I did enjoy it. People have talked about ad nauseum that this was different.
Mm-hmm.
It was different, but it played the hits. Okay, like the the guy who's in control of everything
Mhm.
isn't ever a good guy in these films.
No.
If somebody has a lot of control over like the earth or multiple planets or just people, they're a bad person.
Yeah.
You can almost bet on it. So the heel turn was not a surprise.
Yeah.
Um,
So, but real quick, because the way that the movie starts, at least brought me to a place that as though I was about to see a story from a galaxy a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. They decided to use an opening crawl, which for this was very smart because these people, there's a lot of explaining for, movie only goers like you and I, and now Disney Plus only viewers. I had no idea who the hell the Eternals were. I had no idea like where they were in the whole hierarchy of stuff. So to actually just kind of, okay, here's what's going on, just real quick, just to give you a little briefing, just to center you. Here's what's going on. I thought that was really smart because I think if they would have just thrown into Richard Madden is Marvel Superman, not quite, but Marvel Superman. Cool. You're just gonna accept that, right? Cool. All right, let's move on. Stuff like that. I think it was a good job. I not a secret. I thought that Richard Madden was a perfect casting for that character. But he's also an incredible actor, so it's gonna be kind of hard to cast him incorrectly.
Yeah, I don't disagree that the casting decisions were for the most part very well done. I just think they missed on the main character. Like, I'm sorry, I wasn't interested in her at all.
Really?
Like I was really like every scene where she was the main focus of it, which was most of them, bored the ever living shit out of me. Like I don't know why. I can't like put my fingerprint on it. I was so much more interested in Angelina Jolie's character and almost every single one of the characters, to be frank with you, I was more interested in than her.
I think because a lot of what Cersei was going through was off screen. A lot of it was just like an internal struggle, which again, if you do it right, an internal struggle can be just as captivating as an external struggle, but it's harder. And when you have that many people on the screen, when you've got a lot of people on the screen doing a lot of outwardly stuff, the character that's really having an internal battle as to what she should do, given the reins to, this group that, no one in the group thought that she should be the one. Like they did not.
Neither did I.
Yeah. Yeah. They that's obvious. Just like you, Chloe Zhao did not decide to hide that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
I would have voted against it.
We keep asking, why did Cersei get picked? Why did Cersei get picked, not Icarus? It's like, well, okay, then we find out it's because Icarus is willing to just freaking murk the whole group. And Cersei's not. So, yeah. But I do think that Icarus is a better leader, but I don't think that's really that hot of a take.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to spend too much time on it because I'm sure she's an incredible. I haven't seen any other movies she's been in, but I have read a lot of stories about her recently that talk about how great of an actress she is. So I don't want to belabor the point. It just didn't work for me. And that's fine. Not every fucking role works for everybody.
Yeah.
And this one didn't for me. And it's nothing personal against her or anything like that. It just didn't work for me. I wasn't interested in her.
I liked it. I really liked her performance. I thought it was really good. I thought it was very captivating, and I was very interested as to like how this was all going to play out. And she was a big part of it because she was the one that was running it. And I was interested to see like, an Eternal that like doesn't have the like strongest of power. It's more of like, it's a very nuanced power. You can change matter to different things. Like you can't you don't have lasers shooting out of your eyes. You're not super strong. Like it's not one of the more traditional powers that we see on a screen that's easy to, tell. You don't have big ass claws, like stuff like that. And, Yeah, that was really good. So we see Kit Harington. Turns out he does know something because now he's a professor, which was really cool. But then we come to find out, and the whole movie, I tried, as an aside, I tried to learn as little as humanly possible about this movie. Didn't watch any of the trailers. Didn't do any of that. My instant reaction was, there's no way in hell that they didn't make they brought Kit Harington in and just made him some damsel in distress professor. I can't imagine they did that. Question gets answered later, but throughout the whole movie, I'm like, this is really just a wasted opportunity. I saw it with one of our buddies, Nate. He said when they threw to London, I like to think that this is happening at the same time as Fast 6. And I thought that you would enjoy that comment. Because then of course that's sticking in my brain the whole time that they're in London. I just thought it was funny. And I love that Disney's trying to steal away all the HBO actors. Like, they bought Fox, so really they now have Maisie Williams, they've got Sophie Turner, they've got now Kit Harington, Richard Madden, and Kit Harington they've got now for, he's going to be there for a while. I don't know, like, are we sure Richard Madden's dead? Are we sure Icarus is dead?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think it was supposed to be more like consequential than it was.
Yeah,
to me. It was one of those moments again that just didn't hit. Like it was, I don't know. It just, this whole movie is full of moments that I'm like, I think I've just seen it too many times now.
Yeah.
That I don't know how to exactly describe it, but the recipe of a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
This movie did nothing to mess with it.
Yeah.
It was a different take on that recipe for sure. The way it was shot, the way they go through things, some of the choices that they were willing to make. But ultimately it played the hits.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's not that I'm getting fatigued of it. It's just that I want to see it in a really different way. And I was hoping to get a different, this is an origin story, but it's not.
I would push back on that because it's a story that we get, what they did in we get what they did in Athens, Babylon, Iraq, Tenochtitlan, and in Hiroshima.
There. Very nice area.
Yeah. Like we get how they're impacting the world in all these different ways. We get the explanation of who the Eternals are. We get the explanation who the deviants are, and
that's
why, like, the eternal struggle between the two.
Here's the thing with the deviants. It's the same issue that I had with Justice League. It's that the villains have quite literally no face. They are matter. They are matter that is chasing after the good guys.
Except,
that's it. That's it.
About an hour hour and a half in the movie, we get
and an hour into the movie, he speaks and then runs away. They're just the personification of evil the whole time. It's not like, I'm sorry, you gotta have bad guys that are more interesting than that.
Well, it turns out the bad guy was Icarus.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. It's just like for most of the movie, you're fighting against these deviants that I just don't give a single shit about. Like, I have to care about your conflict. If I don't care about it, you're going to get, it just doesn't work. Like, why should I care about these fucking random giant dog dinosaur things that are chasing after them?
Predators.
Like, okay.
Yeah. It's a fair criticism, but I do think that it was smart of them to go ahead and, it was obvious that they needed to answer the question, as most superhero stories need to explain. Why the hell didn't you interact with X? Why didn't you save X?
Because the real reason is
that really what you want? Do you really want Daenerys to have just ran through the entire Iron Fleet and then the show's just over? No, you don't, because that's a boring show and that's bad writing. So
why did you interfere?
Why didn't you interfere? That's because our mandate was to only interfere when it has to do with deviance, which, okay, I was willing to accept that. That's cool. It's a story choice. There we go.
I didn't. Yeah, I thought that was fun. I thought it worked.
Yeah.
It was like, because that was after the first trailer, that was the joke online, is that if these guys are like supposedly the super group, the most powerful group of people, then what the fuck have they been doing?
Yeah. And this is not the last time in this podcast that we're going to mention the whole Thanos situation, because there's a very, 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 very intriguing question at the end of this movie that I have about Thanos. So, I love that we're just bitch slapping monsters now. The action sequences in this movie were great, because usually Marvel is, they get funny sequences and funny situations or funny moments in very tense action heavy sequences. But this movie, I thought the action itself was funny and very well done. Then we get the question, Tim, which this is going to be one of the more important questions I'm going to ask you. Was Babylon too soon to get a steam engine?
I don't know. They seem to draw a direct line from the steam engine to the nuclear bomb that I'm not quite sure is there.
Yeah.
I think it's an interesting idea, having this one guy who's creating all of our inventions.
I thought that was such a cool, great idea.
It is a cool idea
to put all of the, and terrible, like just putting it all on one person's shoulders of, hey, when are you going to give them nuclear energy? Okay, now all the nukes that got dropped, or the 2 nukes that got dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, this guy is going to have that on his shoulders for his entire existence. What a character. That guy, and I'm forgetting his name.
Fastos.
Thank you. To put it all on his shoulders, I want an entire, give me a Disney Plus show on that guy. How he's making decisions on what technology to give. And then it's like, well, why don't we just give him the plow then?
It literally plows. Yeah. No, he's the most interesting of all of them.
By far, not even close.
Because the idea of this guy who's like, no, I can do all this stuff, but I'm just not allowed to because we have to. That's the weird thing. That one of the things that I guess lost me about his character, though, was that, like, they're not supposed to interfere in any of this stuff, but yet they're the ones creating the technology that moves them forward at the same time. It's
a fine line. It's
well, the explanation is that you have to push them forward so that they'll fight each other, so that they'll create better medicine that'll heal them and make them live longer in the long term. And I'm like, yeah,
right.
Okay. I mean, okay. I don't hate it. It's,
when you're writing a story where there's intergalactic, multi-millennia implications, the story's going to be, which that is why I will always hold Endgame in such esteem, because of just the degree of difficulty that it had. They could have fucked it up at a million different places, and they didn't. They hit every note perfectly. With these movies, they're just harder. Shang-Chi, when you're following around a handful of characters that are impacting a handful of things that may or may not be having, grand impacts on the entire universe. Yeah, you can flex a little bit more. You can hold certain things. You can do certain things and it not really have that much stakes. When you're doing Eternals, when you have these characters that are literally eternal for the most part, like, yeah, you're gonna fumble at least a couple points. But I thought on the whole, I thought that Chloe Zhao did a great job. And this is going to come off as a joke, so I'm going to try and say this in the most serious way possible. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this was the first Marvel sex scene, right?
I mean, there's kind of one. There's one that's very similar to what they did in this one in Iron Man 1. But they're just rolling.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's a fair point. Okay, then the first one in a while, because they have intentionally not done any of that.
Yeah, and
They just do innuendo heavy.
interest-
They don't do actually physically sexual scenes.
what's interesting is that they felt like they needed that scene because they needed that moment at the end to actually hit. And
Yeah.
that's kind of my point, is it's like
Interesting.
I think they're clearly building towards that moment where he just can't fucking eviscerate her, and he keeps like lighting up, and then he can't do it, and he flies into the sun.
Oh no, he combines with the Unimind and
Yeah, so that scene is to kind of bring up why, right? Like it's to explain why he can't do it. So
and it is a show me don't tell me situation. They did decide to show us.
here's the thing that I think, look, like you said, Endgame's a high degree of difficulty, but what Endgame didn't have to do is it didn't have to introduce me to
Yeah.
8 people.
Right.
I knew who the people were. And if you didn't know, that's on you.
And you weren't going to go see the movie. When
That was on you.
when you were going into Endgame, you already had your depth chart of favorite characters, all that stuff.
But with this, it was like, you have to introduce me to 8 people and balance a cohesive story.
And
Across
you
thousands
decided
of years.
and you
It's-
decided to bring in a couple stars. Angelina Jolie is a superstar. Kumail
Yeah, and
Nanjiani is a star. Richard Madden is a star. Like, oh God, Salma Hayek.
Yep,
She
Salma
is
Hayek.
a star.
Yeah.
Like the actors that you had coming into this movie, people already had, like, the reveal when they brought them out at Investor Day was like, what? You got Angelina Jolie to star alongside Kumail Nanjiani to
Kit
star
Harington.
alongside Kit Harington, though he's not an Eternal, we'll explain later. And then we bring out Richard Madden. It's like, I don't know what we're doing, but this is exciting. And it's just something, and it's something you have to balance. And again,
is, and it's
I
hard.
thought that they did
It's
a good job.
fucking hard. And like
Yeah.
one of the things that I kept coming back to during the movie is like, okay, this isn't hitting for me at every point,
Yeah.
but it's very hard to do what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
Like, what was the last origin movie other than Justice League where you were introducing half a dozen characters with no prior movie? There isn't one. And
you would have to go outside of superheroes. You have to look at like Oceans.
yeah, and I mean, people like the Fantastic Four movies is actually a perfect example of this.
Yeah.
Where you're trying to introduce half a dozen main characters. It's hard to do and to create a cohesive story.
Yeah.
So I respect how hard it is. I liked a lot of the performance in this movie, and I overall didn't mind the plot. Could have used a little less deviance because I didn't give a shit about that, but that's me. This is a Marvel movie at the end of the day, and it's like they need something to fight, so might as well be these gelatinous dinosaurs or whatever the fuck they are.
Why must we be in South Dakota?
Oh, I have a good theory on this.
Why do we have to give them credence?
Yeah, so
Why do we have to acknowledge their presence?
I'm not going to defend South Dakota as like an entity, which if you're listening, shout out.
Shout out.
But it's actually pretty well known that there are a lot of very wealthy, very rich people who own places in Wyoming, South Dakota, places where literally nobody can find you, because there is a certain peacefulness to being like, there's not a single goddamn person for hundreds of miles.
There's a reason for it.
For me, it would drive me fucking nuts.
Yeah.
For them, it's like peace.
I was utterly shocked. So we go to South Dakota, and that's when we find out that Ajax is dead. Salma Hayek is dead. I did not see that coming. Now, maybe call me dense. I did not see that coming.
It hit more later in the movie though. Like when you see her on the ground, first of all, I couldn't tell who it was because it was so goddamn dark.
Really?
And I thought the lighting was actually really bad in that scene. Like,
Oh,
again, I
interesting.
hate to be the guy who's like critiquing filmography, but the lighting was bad
Tim.
in that scene.
Tim, are you saying that I was able to see something better than you were?
No, I'm not. I'm saying it was eerily reminiscent of the long night in Game of Thrones where you couldn't see it. It was like something emotional is happening here. I have no idea what the fuck's going on.
Oh, is it which dragon is that? I have no idea.
Yeah. So, but later in the movie, when he throws her off the
Yeah.
ledge, it hits. But when you see her dead, and when you finally realize it's her, you're just kind of like, okay.
See, I was like,
people were-
oh shit.
Well,
And
like,
I appreciated
the characters start crying, and you're like,
Yeah.
I don't even know who this person is. I don't even care. Like,
see, maybe it's because I love Salma Hayek.
see, that's.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
don't
that's
know.
fair, but it's also like, I don't know who that is. Like,
Yeah.
why do I care if she's dead? Who is she?
So I appreciated it from the sense that, and you're actually gonna like this because I'm about to bash on something that you hate and I love. It was the main reason why I think I opened up my mind to this movie and was very willing to like it. They didn't pull any punches in killing characters, which is something that Star Wars repeatedly is scared to do. They just they won't do it. It took the 9th episode to kill Leia. It took them to the 9th episode to kill a character that should have died well before that. Should have died either in 7 or at least 8. At the latest 8. But we come into here and we're willing to kill stars. We're willing to kill one of the more, publicized people that was in this movie. I liked it because now there's stakes. Now we've established, you like Richard Madden? He might die. you like these guys? They might get fucking killed. So you better pay attention and you better buckle up because we've got some twists for you.
There was a willingness. I think you're right. There was a willingness to kill off high grade actors that made the scene with Angelina Jolie actually work.
I thought she was dead. And
I was
hard it is?
calculating it in my head. I was like, you know what? Maybe they could only get her for, one movie.
But do you know how hard it is? Do you know how hard it is to get to a point where you introduce these characters that with these level of actors, and I actually think that you're just going to kill them all.
Oh, I'm with you.
That is impossible to do nowadays, because nowadays,
especially
in Marvel, especially because franchise, sequel. We're gonna just milk this storyline for everything it's worth. Oh wait, we just killed Angelina Jolie.
Nobody's ever really dead.
Yeah,
it's kind of the thing that we've become accustomed to,
and their willingness to just be like, no, they're already gone. Like, and trust me, we've got more. Like, it shows a confidence because they're not just going to be leaning on the one star that they got for this movie. So I thought it was cool. Druig's heart in the right place.
I agree with that.
100% in the right place.
No, I agree with that.
And I would be doing the same thing. Just you mean I can control them to stop killing each other? What are we doing? Why not? Why is that a problem? His character's really was really or she, they, sorry, just they. I'm not 100% sure. That character is very, very well written.
I love the scene where I apologize. The girl who's super quick and is deaf.
Yes.
But when they start flirting with each other and everybody's just like, oh God, oh, I hate everything. And it's literally, it has nothing to do with her. It's just completely the kid. It's just completely that guy that they can't stand the idea of him being into anybody and anybody being into him.
Right. So we've got Liam McHugh playing Sprite, and then Lauren Ridloff playing Makari, which that's Makari's the deaf character.
Right. Yeah, that's all coming back to me. So again, I liked the casting in this movie. I thought it was all well done. I don't think it's its fault that it's number, what is this, 30? Like,
No.
what number are we on?
No,
are we on 30 yet?
So we had 23, 24, 30, I think 26. I think this is number 26.
Yeah, so we're almost at 30 movies at this point, and there's certain things that everybody's just kind of waiting to happen. certain like even the things that are funny aren't quite as funny because it's kind of the same brand of humor that we're used to. When he punches through the table, oh, is this vibranium? Also is in the trailer. Please stop fucking doing that.
But see, I didn't, and see, this is why my pitch, everyone that is already a fan of a franchise, don't watch the trailer, guys, because I've thoroughly enjoyed that moment. And I just now learned by Tim saying that it was in a trailer, and that's just highway robbery.
I want you to know that makes me very jealous because it was in every trailer. It was like, what is this vibranium? And it was like, okay, I knew it was coming before he did it. And then
I was very successful. I didn't get either of the stingers spoiled. I
had the stinger spoiled right away.
I'm proud of myself because I knew nothing. I knew who was in it, and that was it.
Stinger was spoiled for me.
Which one? Both of them?
A month before the movie came out, people were tweeting about the Harry Styles thing.
Oh, that's terrible.
Then about a week after that, people were tweeting about the Kit Harington thing.
That's terrible.
So and then people who went and saw this movie a month before the rest of us mere mortals could.
Go fuck yourself.
Shut the fuck up. Please. I'm begging you. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Who wants that? Who is asking for you to go on Twitter and ruin everything?
And just ruin shit. Nobody.
Like,
so real quick.
No real fan is.
Druig was played by Barry Keoghan or Cohan.
He's yes.
He's great.
He's great because like I'm trying to think of his equal in another movie, but he's the guy that's like so woke that he's just annoying as fuck. People hate him, but they simultaneously know that he's right. If that makes sense.
He's the progressives in the Democratic Party. God, I've got the cast list up and I just saw the Rotten Tomato. Do you know what the Rotten Tomato score is now?
It's the lowest Rotten Tomatoes of any Marvel movie.
Do you know what it is right now?
I believe it's at 46%.
So it's at 48. The last time I had seen it was in the 50s. But
it's the lowest, and it's the lowest by a good number.
But an 80% audience score is all I need to know. You know, and I'm going to start bringing this up more. Rotten Tomatoes gets a lot of things wrong. They think
no, I'm actually you're preaching to the choir on that one.
They think some pretty fucking terrible movies are better than like Anchorman and like Superbad, like legitimately good movies. Yeah. Oh, they didn't age well. Like The Hangover does not age well, but it's a better movie than fucking Star Wars Episode 1. I'm here to tell you.
Well, and I mean, Rotten Tomatoes, like, especially with big budget action movies like this, is consistently low, which is what has made Marvel special and unique. Is that it has not,
because it gave Ant-Man and the Wasp like 88%, which by the way, no. Dodgeball is not a worse movie than Ant-Man and the Wasp.
It hasn't, but it hasn't fallen victim to that yet.
Yeah.
And it did on this one. Finally.
Yeah.
It was finally like this movie was just kind of, from a critical standpoint, didn't really hit. And it's like, it was bound to happen, by the way, guys. Like, it's been heading that way for a while. Now, the thing that people are going to point to is like Black Widow has a higher Rotten Tomato score by like 20%. That seems off.
Bullshit. No, it's not just off. That's fucking bullshit.
I actually like this movie a little bit better than Shang-Chi.
Oh,
I'm going to be honest. I did.
You weren't a huge fan of Shang-Chi.
It's not, again, I want to stress this over again. It's not that I hated Shang-Chi. It just, again, everything about it was just kind of meh for me. I didn't get the point to any of it. But with this one, I liked it a little bit more. Yeah. So the fact that Shang-Chi is going to have, I mean, what was that on Rotten Tomatoes? We're getting research, aka my fingertips on it right now. Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings, is a whopping
drum roll
92% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, okay. So here's the thing. Was Shang-Chi a 92%?
Was it twice as good as this movie?
No. Was Shang-Chi?
Who's saying that?
Should Shang-Chi be in the same conversation as, Arrival, Manchester by the Sea, Fences, Goodfellas. No.
Probably
What
not.
was it a good movie? Hell yeah.
Yeah, enjoyed the hell out of it.
It was a great movie.
And I enjoyed this one. Like,
Was
I sound like
Eternals as bad as like I don't even know. Was Eternals as bad as Blade 3? No, it wasn't. It just wasn't. And that's just it's a bad rating. It's a proof of a flawed system. It just is.
and I think that Rotten Tomatoes is frankly becoming obsolete. And every once in a while, they need to make headlines. And this one they did. By the way, episode 1, 52%.
Yeah, no, this movie is not worse by any metric.
No, it's
Than
not. It's
episode one.
not. Just
And again, this is me talking. This is me. The last person that's here to defend bad Star Wars movies. Very good advice from Salma Hayek in the flashback. Find your own purpose. Make a life for yourself.
Wasn't bad.
It was good. And
Didn't
by the
disagree
way,
with it.
something that I'm trying to live more.
didn't
And for
disagree
the
with it.
listeners, if you could take anything from this, just remember, find your own purpose. Don't let other people make your own purpose.
Everybody's got a Nervine.
Everybody has a Nervine, Tim. Everybody has Nervine. Then we get Kumail. We get Kumail Nanjiani
He was good in this movie.
being awesome.
He was good
We
in this
see
movie.
that he has made a movie career. His character has made a movie career for
This is my
himself.
great grandfather. This is my great grand. It's hilarious.
It's perfect. They decided when they decided that they were going to bring comedian into the movie. I feel like they had this scene just waiting. I feel like Chloe Zhao wanted to do this scene so badly, and it was, for my money, one of the best moments in the movie.
Yeah, and actually, when I heard he was going to be in it, one of the things that actually kind of worried me was Michael Pena's character in Ant-Man.
Not a fan?
I don't think he's that funny in that role.
Oh, I think he's
fantastic.
fantastic.
I think he himself is very funny.
Yeah,
But I
I think he and his character are.
I don't think that character is that funny.
They are one of the reasons why I could see you arguing for Ant-Man and the Wasp being in the 80s or being in the high 80s. He's incredible.
But that was kind of what I kept coming to, is like, is this gonna work? You have a comedian playing kind of in a superhero role. Like, how's this gonna go?
And you're bringing in a not so represented,
Yeah,
type of person into this movie. I really hope you don't just lean on the fact that they're different, but I think they just focused on the fact that Kumail Nanjiani is just a fucking awesome actor, and I hope that we get to see him. So he's such a great comedian, and then we see in The Big Sick how just
okay,
breathtaking of an actor he can be.
but when they do this, so what? You've just been like acting in movies. He's like, well, I directed a couple too. Like, you can
Just it's great.
it was like he was actually like hurt in that moment, because he has literally directed movies.
Yeah, he's
I love the guy. He's one of our
Two-
national treasures.
two of my most favorite actors that I want, like, moving forward. Not like, I'm not Robert Downey Jr. No, like of the newer actors. Two of my favorites, Richard Madden and Kumail Nanjiani, were in this movie, and I'm hoping that they kill Icarus so that Richard Madden can go be the next Bond. That's what I'm hoping for. That's my just dream. But it was really cool to see both of them on the screen.
Have they really not? Have they still not picked the next Bond? Is that really?
Well, they
like a
just
thing?
they just, this isn't a No Time to Die pod, so I'm not going to say what happens at the end of No Time to Die, but they just ended that
Are they working on
storyline.
it?
I'm sure they're working on it, and I'm sure that's why
Is somebody
Richard
involved
Madden-
with it? Or
I'm sure that's why it just came out, Tim. Give them some time. They've
Okay.
made 20 something movies now. Just
Have they?
give them some time. Yeah, and they're MGM. It's not like they've got a streaming platform or anything. So,
well, they just got bought by somebody who does.
really, who they get bought by?
Amazon.
How did I not know that?
Amazon bought James Bond and all that shit. They pay like a couple billion
That
for
makes
it.
me so unbelievably sad. And now that
Yeah.
you're saying that, I'm remembering that. And I
Yeah.
think I blocked it out of my brain because I wanted to keep Jeff Bezos away from James Bond. Now I'm sad. But anyways, I will press on for the listeners. We get the quote, my friends from college are here,
Like
which
3
is
different times.
which is a callback to it's a friend from work. I just and I love it because, you know, let me be the first person to break this news. That line was not scripted. It was a kid that told Chris Hemsworth to do it. Now you know. Um, I'm a movie star, but I'm also an eternal, as he
So
says
good.
with like simmering seriousness. It's
so good.
perfect. And then we get the like most striking quote. Ajax didn't even pick you to lead us.
It was good.
It was perfect. It was perfect. And then we get the reveal. We get a fight, you know, in I forget where they were for that fight. But anyways, forgive me. They went to like 40 different places.
Oh, for the fight in the forest?
Yeah.
That was in Tenochtitlan. It was in Mexico.
Oh,
And the
oh
only
yeah,
reason,
that's right. Because they were speaking Spanish.
the only reason that it sticks out in my mind is because I was just there. That's why.
Cool. Well, wonderful. So in this sense, I guess you can be our Mexican correspondent.
No, that is not happening. Hell no.
Oh man. For those of you that know us, you're gonna enjoy that joke. So then we find out that Arishem is not the good guy. Spoiler alert. We find out that he's really using humans as fuel for more Celestials. And there is no Olympia. I
Never
really
was.
liked that. I loved it. And even like because it's showing that even these super overpowered characters have no fucking clue what's going on. It's great. I loved it to have them just completely in the dark and have them be puppets. Perfect. It's a great way to bring them down a notch in my eyes as the viewer to remind me, hey, these people aren't all powerful.
Yes. Here's the thing. I liked it, but at the same time, it's
You
like
didn't like it.
I just didn't like the execution of it.
Really?
The idea of it is fine. The whole
Wow.
like literally the bad guy takes the purest soul of all of them and just lays everything on her in 2 seconds that blows away the last 7,000 years of memories. And he's like, she'll be cool with this. Like, obviously not.
I'm assuming that, well, it's not said, but I'm assuming Salma Hayek's character wasn't who picked Ajax. I'm assuming Ajax wasn't the person who picks who the leader is. I'm assuming
No, and that's not what
that's
not what I'm saying.
No, but this I'm going to a bigger point. I'm assuming that Arishem is the one that picked who was next, and I'm assuming that Arishem thought that it would break Cersei.
Maybe, but it's like you just drop all this crazy stuff on the person that everybody knows is not going to be open to this kind of thing. Like, I don't know. It was just kind of, it was weird. It was like, yeah, of course she's not on board with that. I know that from 10 minutes with her character.
Yeah. So you keep the memories to learn from them. Arishem does. That's a lot. He's just got, a literal memory bank. He just goes through and he just learns lessons and all that stuff. It seems oddly religious that Arishem's the god, but he's not because, Arishem created all the good and bad guys. Okay. Why? Can I ask? Seems odd.
I don't think, and
it doesn't get answered. It's to,
I don't
fuel it's to fuel their existence. Sure. I don't know. This is the whole problem with having these super, super powerful beings on the screen.
Yes.
Don't really know why they're there. And
Yes.
human constructs kind of start to break down. And if you linger on it too long, I tend to not really give a shit about the Celestials if they can just kind of manipulate everything.
That's where I arrive at as well.
It's
And how do they interact
tough.
with the TVA, etc.?
Yeah, what's the TVA got going on?
Because like now that they're involved, I can't help but like every single time something happens like this, I'm like, so
all this is planned. Like, are they above the TVA, or are the Celestials? Or
the
is
person's controlling them? Yes.
Like what can I get a depth chart?
And by the way, somewhere Sean Malavy is screaming just into the void, because I'm sure that he knows the actual answers to all of these things, and he's just yelling the F word. Hopefully just the F word and not other heinous shit.
Yeah.
But
and by the way, Sean, if you come on and tell and and educate us and the listeners, we can do a little like 15-minute Sean Malavy explains for our Sean Malavy explains Marvel for dummies.
For dumbasses.
There we go. I just branded a whole segment off out of my ass. So they definitely probably should have wiped Thena's memory.
I was gonna get to this.
They probably should have.
I was gonna get to this.
Like,
bad job by them.
Like, I get it. You've been with this person. I'll never understand what it's like to be with a person for millions of years.
God
but
willing.
Jesus, guys. Her brain fragments and she's the god of war.
Yeah. Y'all are
how about we just bite the bullet? And Gilgamesh, he doesn't even need a PR team. That guy on Twitter, now that I've unlocked all the muted words on my Twitter feed, that guy is the darling coming out of this movie. And he's just, he got killed just pretty viciously. So, you die, you either die here or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. He died as a hero at the highest regard.
He did. Why was Camille Nanjiani the one that had to go through the crazy physique changing and not the guy who's going to be the strongman in the movie? Whatever. The things you think about.
It was a thought because nobody else did.
Like, Camille was like in such better shape than any of them. Like even Richard Madden, that it was kind of like
Richard Madden was, fit, but not absolutely
not like Camille was
yoked.
Yeah, I was like, did it? Obviously Angelina Jolie looks fantastic.
Yeah, but that's different. Like, well,
the women always look fantastic.
She is a literal god that was brought down to us, and then was the only person that was even able to be near her for any length of time was another god, Brad Pitt. So, it all makes sense when you think about it.
I'll check.
When we're in the midst of a pretty gnarly fight,
yeah,
and then Kumail kills the deviant, and then he looks over. Did you get that? And then from the background, I did, sir. Perfect.
It's all good. It's such a good idea, and I almost positive that I've read that Kumail came up with it himself, that it was not initially written.
That's great.
That he came up with the idea to have a documentarian follow them around and do a mockumentary. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Then we get the Superman joke. I was waiting for it. I was hoping for it, and it was perfect. We get Brian Tyree Henry as is it Phasos or Fastos?
Fastos, I believe.
Fastos. Yeah, we get Brian Tyree Henry, who was incredible. We already talked about him. He has the entire weight of every single war on his shoulders in human existence. Tough break for my guy.
Yeah, seems hard.
So we get a Superman joke, which suggests, and it's so petty, and I love it. It suggests that DC exists in this world, but
Yep.
as comics.
Yes, you nailed it.
It's
That people know what it is,
they know it, but
but
our
it's fake.
our comics are the real shit that's going on. Yeah, well, we're not scared of you. Y'all exist, but you're still just comics.
Oh, it was a shot. It was
it-
like a big time. I couldn't believe they said it. That's something that was definitely run by Iger type shot.
Yeah. Because like, hey man, are you sure?
Yeah. People
Are
were
you-
asking, are you sure? The day they were filming it.
Yeah. And then did you see what was on the shelf?
No.
There was a Star Wars book on the shelf.
Oh no, when
They open it. When they're pretending to read it when
Or,
they come around the
sorry,
corner.
yes.
Yes, I did. Yeah, sorry, I didn't think it was on the shelf, but
Yeah, no,
yes.
sorry. I think
So
I
Star
actually
Wars
think you're right.
also exists as
Star Wars exists as a
in Marvel.
story in Marvel.
Yes.
That's I don't know, it's cool. It's
No,
just,
hey,
it's-
look, I enjoyed it because it can't be the reverse, right? You're not going to see a
Yeah.
Marvel comic in a Star Wars film. It wouldn't make sense.
It's just I don't know. It I don't know. Made me happy.
It warmed
Fuck,
my
It
corporate loving heart.
absolutely. It fucking made me happy.
Just
So
warmed me.
fucking sue me. Fall collection, IKEA.
Yeah, hilarious.
Definitely not vibranium, which for me was a great moment. I'm sorry they, meaning Disney, ruined it for you.
The promotion people have to be stopped.
Their ship looks a lot like Kang's shit. Like whenever we would get Eternal E, Celestial E,
Yes,
I'm seeing Kang shit. Like the material or whatever the hell.
that's again,
Which was obviously intentional.
I'm going to drive every Marvel fan nuts for a second.
Clearly there's some relation between the Celestials and
What?
the TV. Clear.
Wow. Oh,
Very clearly.
Oh,
They're-
you say?
Yeah.
Do you
And
have some
so
inside information, Tim?
I'm sure I could look it up, and I've got research on it right now
Okay.
that'll provide me
Ooh.
with the information as to how stupid I just sounded.
I'm waiting with bated breath to hear your answer. DVDs. It's all about streaming now.
That was a nice little dig
Love it
because it's also a dig at themselves in a way because Disney's the one running it.
As the listeners know, going back to our Toy Story episode, I always love it when a writer's room decides to make meta corporate
I do too.
corporate struggle jokes.
It's
I
one
just
of my
love it.
favorite things on earth.
Yeah.
I can't help it. Always
Yeah.
have.
Because you're pandering directly to my sensibilities. Icarus killing Ajax again, didn't see it coming.
No, I'm with you.
Didn't see it coming at all. Shocked me. Like it legitimately shocked me. And that's when it brought me to, and you're gonna love this. I don't know if anyone else will love it, but you're gonna love this.
Okay, fair.
This whole movie, the whole movie, is just one big ass trolley car situation.
Okay.
It's just
Hang on, let
one.
me go grab my bong.
Yeah,
Just give me a second.
because okay, Eternals, they don't know what's going on. They're the train. And then once they become aware of what's going on, now you've got an engineer. Now you've got someone driving the train. Now, are you going to decide to kill half of humanity so that the Celestial doesn't kill the whole planet? Or are you going to not make the decision, thus driving the trolley car over the people that the track is currently going over?
I'm always a fan of driving over the people
well,
whenever possible.
there you go. But it's just
Whenever the option's presented.
yeah, I always appreciate it when you play into stuff that I was thinking of at 18, 19 years old and actually wrestling with it and having legitimate argument about it. It brings
And then
me back.
I just come on and be a dick about it for
And
2
just-
seconds.
That was fucking stupid.
Yeah, just like
basically.
that. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. The final fight
Fun time
sequence,
had by all.
yeah, the final fight sequence was one of the best fight sequences I've seen in a Marvel movie. I really liked it. They did a very, very, very good job.
Yes, because what was interesting about it is that they were willing to handcuff the strongest guy and
Yeah,
have the guy who
literally.
was smart be the one that was able to put down the stronger guy.
Yep.
Which again, I'd have to go through the movies again and have some thoughts about that. Generally, that's not the case, unless the strong guy is also the smartest guy in the room. So,
See Professor Hulk.
or Iron Man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was an interesting idea. I did like the end of it. It did have real grit to it. Again, Angelina Jolie was in a separate movie. she had her own stuff that she had going on, apparently, that had really not that much relation to them.
It was giving me very strong Hulk and Black Widow vibes.
Yes, that it was like, clearly this is significant, but I don't think I'm supposed to care about it as much as I do.
It's secondary. For sure.
Yeah, which okay, fine. It's a choice. People make choices in movies.
You know
I don't have
what?
to like every single goddamn.
You know what? You probably outlined the whole movie and then realized, you know what? We didn't give Angelina Jolie enough time. And you know what's a good decision to always do, just generally speaking? Give Angelina more screen time.
You know, I agree.
So then we hit Sprite with a fucking rock.
But
They did not hold punches.
She did stab Cersei in the back.
But we did not
Which is
hold
tough
punches
because-
from graphic violence in this movie.
5 minutes later, they're buddy again.
Because they're Eternals. They've been together for millions of years.
I don't know. If you stab me in the back, I don't care how long I've known you. I'm not like helping you and turning you human after that. You can go fuck yourself.
To save all of humanity?
Nope.
You're a bigger person than that, Tim.
It's not to save humanity. She turned her into a human, which is what she wanted after she stabbed her. Like, she stabbed her and then was like, I always wanted to be like you. And so she survives and is like, here,
Yeah.
you can be human.
So then we get Thena breaking through her fractured memory and
Yes.
slicing the motherfucker out of that divergent like host or leader, who I thought they were like bringing in Ultron.
Kenobi, take notes.
Yeah, I thought they're
Like, don't
wow.
just slice him
Wow.
once. I'm
Wow.
just saying, like take a couple swipes at him.
Probably right. But you know, we get Thena just coming out of nowhere, slicing the motherfucker out of him. And again, I thought like when they first made it sentient, I thought we were going like Ultron's back. I was like, oh, for like half a second, I'm like, oh, this is a completely different movie. Oh shit. Okay, this is not where I thought. Good, well done, guys. That is
Yeah.
awesome.
We've all kind of been waiting for that after Black Widow kind of solved a lot of the problems we had with Age of Ultron, to see a James Spader return in some form.
Yeah.
So I'll admit I had the brief thought.
Have you watched all of What If?
I have not.
Okay, then never mind. It's in all the trailers. They do a What If for Ultron. It's awesome. So anyways, so really, love conquers all, Tim.
Nice.
In the end.
I haven't heard that theme before.
Yeah, love conquers all. I have noted,
Yeah.
for what it's worth.
Yeah.
So Icarus will be back. I don't know. I don't know if
Here's
it's
the
bad
thing.
writing or if it was intentionally ambiguous and like him flying into the sun was just, haha, get it, Icarus? I don't know.
I think there's a strong chance that he's back, because number one rule in Marvel movies, if you don't see the dead body, they're not dead. But number two, the only thing that could kill these guys was a demon designed to suck the life out of them. So
Or other, well, no, yeah, because I mean, Icarus doesn't actually kill Ajax. He pushes her over.
she doesn't die when she
yeah.
falls on the ice. So something tells
yeah.
me that they can survive the temperature of the sun.
So Tim, would you, if given the choice, want to be eternal or mortal? And why?
Oh, I'd be eternal. See, here's the thing. While I complain about life's many inconveniences, having a lot of time to not worry about the small things would be very rewarding, in my opinion. just oh well, that didn't go the way I planned. Got another couple thousand years to figure it out. It affords you the ability to make endless mistakes. So I would go with eternal.
That's, I think, the most humble way to answer that question, Tim. I
Yeah,
don't know how you did that.
I'm sorry. I apologize for giving a serious answer. Or
No,
one
no. No, that was great. You somehow was like, I'd love to be eternal because the ego, but then you couched it in a, so I could make all the mistakes.
Yeah, exactly.
Good for you.
I brought it back around. You're welcome. I mean, Tony, you've inspired me with your enthusiasm for this movie.
Good.
I've knocked it up a couple points on my Rotten Tomatoes.
So are we going to see the audience score bump up a little bit?
Yeah, no, I'm going to input it right now.
And then I have to ask, why are we just keep going back to South Dakota? Stop it. We are giving them credence for having 2 senators, and
They're getting tax
it
breaks?
needs to stop now.
You think they're giving Disney tax breaks to film there or something?
I don't care. Stop it.
Maybe they're paying them like Georgia was doing for a long time.
Stop. It hurts. They
He's
are
getting very upset.
They
right
are
now.
single-handedly completely throwing off the power balance in this nation. 4 senators for the Dakotas, everybody. California, the 5th largest economy in the world, 2. Stupid.
Something tells me the people who made that rule cannot foresee that.
Stupid. Yeah.
Something tells
Yeah.
me.
They couldn't foresee electricity, much less cars, much less iPhones. Anyways, so
People are stupid.
we get then the stingers.
Yes. 2 of the best ones that we've had in a long
So
time.
I'm gonna take the last one first, since
Okay.
I'm feeling like Jesus today. Or the last shall be first shall be last. Jon Snow has powers. That made me very happy. And then I find out later who he actually is and all that stuff. And it's like, oh, he's gonna have a sword. Now I'm fucking stoked for the movies because
Marshall Ali.
we're getting yeah. Oh, wait, what?
So that's
Please fucking tell me that
Yeah.
Blade.
he's the one that says, "Are you sure you want to pick that up?"
No.
Okay, look it up.
it's-
Chloe
thought
Zhao's confirmed that's Marshall Ali that
Oh
says that.
shit! I thought it was fucking Kang.
No, Chloe Zhao said it's Marshall Ali.
Oh.
So he's in the Blade universe.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's why I thought that you were going to bring with me. Did you know who the voice was? Because it was the first thing I searched for when I got out.
Oh no! See, I didn't search for it. I just assumed that it was Kang.
No, it's Marshall Ali.
Oh. Okay. So this is like, I think this is actually a Tim and Tony pod first. You are actually breaking news to me about something that I watched.
I apologize, I'm saying his name wrong. It's Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala. Sorry.
Yeah. Wow. I'm just as excited, but just in a completely different way. That is so cool.
Yeah, that is gonna be that was kind of the intro to the Blade universe.
Well, okay, so that completely fucks up my last note because I have Kang is here to fuck shit up.
Nope.
While
I
he
should let you
is,
say it.
while he still is, not in the same way. Wow. How cool. Okay, so that stinger was so cool in a lot of different ways. But the one that set entire, like, it shut down Facebook, some people were joking. Harry fucking Styles is
Is
Thanos's
Star Fox.
brother.
Is Star Fox, I believe his name is.
Eros.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah. Thanos's brother, Harry Styles, said to be the most handsome man in the entire universe. Well done, Marvel.
it's here's the thing. I'm still I just
Out of fucking the left field of all left fields, Harry Styles. Welcome to the Marvel Universe, and you are one of the most powerful beings in said universe.
I just have to riff
Heavy
on
the
this.
head lies the crown. Go ahead.
I've got to riff on this. Please, for the love of God, I'm begging you. Two things. Please stop making over-revealing commercials, number one. Number two, this is very closely behind it. Please put legally binding contracts on the people that see your
Yeah.
fucking movies a month ahead of time, because I knew it was coming.
I had no idea.
I knew who that little gnome guy was announcing before he got out. I knew what was going on. Knew he was the brother of Thanos, by the way, because that was in the fucking Twitter shit that was getting revealed. Like,
see, Tim,
the people who want that are not real fans, and I hate using that term.
no, fuck those people.
But
Fuck
they're
those
not.
people. The same people that were tweeting out Tony Stark is dead with the fucking screen capture of him doing the snap. I hope that those people don't ever get to watch another movie again in their life. For, you know, I don't wish any harm on them, but I hope that they
maybe
just
a little bit of
a little bit of like fixable harm, healable harm.
yeah, like slapped across the face.
Repeatedly. Because they just suck. They're the reason why we can't have nice things. You're just I think of you as lesser of a person because all you're doing is just ruining shit for people that people legitimately care about. Now you can make fun of people, you can make fun of us for giving a shit about this stuff, but here's the thing. They wrote content that a lot of people are very emotionally invested in. You know what I want? I just want to watch a fucking movie without any of the moments being ruined. I just want to sit down and I want to watch for 2.5 hours and I want to enjoy it. And I don't want to have to see every single fucking thing coming a month ahead of time.
And that's my thing, is that I had like a month plus to digest
so
it.
Stupid.
Because I was like digesting it over this last month. And so I was like, okay, like when it happened, first of all, didn't hit the same. But second of all,
it was
like, okay, I've already kind of digested this. I don't know that it's going to be that big a deal long term in this world, but it is interesting. And I am curious to see where it goes.
So, okay.
Because there's obviously, again, not smart for saying this. Guardians will definitely be involved in whatever the fuck these people are up to.
Heard it here first, folks.
Yeah. So,
so
you know what? Those are my favorites. So I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yeah. Me less so. You know, enjoy them, but you know, they just I'm all in, just like you are. I'm all in on what I'm so hoping, so hoping that we can get another deal between Sony and Marvel. I know.
They hate money, Tony.
They just fucking
hate money.
And it hurts.
They really hate money.
It hurts me in so many different ways.
I didn't believe it until I read endless amounts of stories on it. But they hate money.
They just really hate it.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
For us, not for them, because they're gonna make money doing whatever.
They're just gonna make less money doing shittier versions of the content.
Another reboot.
So,
here we go.
Yeah. Maybe Timothy Chalamet can get that one too.
That's actually a solid joke. More than you know.
Yeah. So Thanos.
Yep.
Might not be a bad guy. Because he's a Titan, meaning I believe that's on the same depth chart level as Eternals. Or no, Celestials. Sorry. If he's trying to cut the population in half, and him saying that he's cursed, he's also cursed with knowledge, and you know, more than you could ever know. If it comes out that Thanos was trying to keep the emergence from happening, and that's why he was trying to cut life in half, I mean,
not bad. It's not bad.
Maybe not the Mad Titan that we thought he was.
It's not
And
bad.
then, hey, Tony Stark, Cap, Thor. What the fuck, guys?
I don't think it becomes that. I think it just becomes
Not as much, but
the
like
same argument.
But like, hey, Thanos, maybe we should tone down the nut section jokes.
It's not terrible. I've obviously been deep in my Reddit boards
Yeah,
as
see,
you have for this stuff.
This is just, I'm shooting from the hip right now. I just saw it 2 days ago, 2 days ago.
I mean,
I don't know, man.
They purposefully made the reference that the snap may have delayed it.
Yeah.
They purposefully said that. And again, they purposefully connect this movie to Thanos in a very real way by literally putting his bloodline in the stinger.
Which I didn't even know Thanos had a brother.
And again, somewhere Sean Malavy's screaming, but that's okay.
And that's fine because Sean knows that he is my background. Like whenever he and I go on our 3-hour-long conversations about this stuff, everything he's saying, he's teaching me stuff. So, he knows.
Yeah, it's Professor Sean.
Absolutely. So, I love the movie. The 2 stingers were 2 of the best ones that we've had.
Yeah, undoubtedly.
And, Koi
It
Zhao.
actually might have been the 2 best, like
Maybe.
in terms of a 2 stinger package.
Maybe because one of them's generally a throwaway. One of them's,
Yes.
Them eating, shawarma after New York, or it's funny, but it's just like, okay, yeah, nothing happened. Tim, now we'll get to the categories. Who would you like to be in this movie?
I mean, I'd obviously want to be the Celestials because they seem to be doing okay.
Boo. You suck.
Well, I mean, I don't want the uphill battle. I want a downhill run game.
See, I want to be Eros, not gonna lie. Be able to be the most attractive man in the universe, have the power of Thanos. I'll go ahead and be Eros. Who's your MVP? Brandy the dog MVP.
Can I please not say Cersei? Because I so don't like that character. I shouldn't say don't like. That's too strong a word. Didn't enjoy the performance.
You're apathetic.
Yeah. Honestly, I did love Camille's character the most. I really did. I thought it was weird when he left and was like, "No, I agree with him, but I'm not gonna fight you." I was like, "What?" was. And then they're just cool later. Again, they get over stuff really fast in this group.
Yeah.
So that was weird, but up until that point, 90-something% of that character, really good stuff.
Karun is my MVP. It's his cinematographer for his documentary, played by Harish Patel.
Yeah.
Just every single moment of the movie, much like Brandy the dog, was pitch perfect. Every single moment. You want to talk about someone coming off the bench like Dion Waiters and just fucking throwing it out there and hitting every single time. He came off the bench and hit every single 3 that he got 21 points on 8 shots and in 12 minutes. It was just fantastic. So yeah, that's mine. Limbo Lesson.
Not every one of these movies is going to be good, kids. Not every one of these movies is going to be Iron Man 1, Endgame, the first Avengers movie, Guardians. It's not all going to hit the same. Not every single movie is going to be one of the best things you saw that year. Sometimes it's just going to be a fun ride for 2 hours. These movies are still, in my opinion, one of the few movies worth going to a theater to see. And that does matter.
Mine is, I really hope that y'all have learned how to enjoy things I really hope that everyone has learned how to sit down, watch a movie, and be able to take all the positives, all the entertainment, and all the enjoyment out of it that you can. Because, you can dwell on who the fuck are the deviants, why, who, what, when, or why.
Yes.
You could sit there and do
Yes.
that, and you'd be right for doing so, but you
Yes.
wouldn't be.
You're missing the point.
You would be missing the entire point of the movie. And this movie is very good. It's going to be on when I do my Marvel binges, it's going to be on the list.
Yeah.
It's an enjoyable movie. It's with characters that I like. It's with actors that I very much enjoy.
There's Marvel movies that I have enjoyed less. Definitely.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So, thank you, Chloe Zhao. You made a great movie. I think it's time. I believe that it is now time to discuss the Ted Cruz Award. If there's a character that you could punch in the face, who would it be?
I'm trying my absolute best not to go with the obvious choice. Part of me really wants to say Kit Harington. His character was kind of a little bitch the entire movie. Wasn't a fan.
Wow. I didn't know that we were going to get a shot at toxic masculinity at the end of the spot. There's
no toxic masculinity in it. That his character is weak. I'm trying not to say Icarus because he's the easy choice to just say fuck that guy. I can't say Angelina Jolie because again,
Never.
not her fault.
I won't allow you to.
Not her fault. What happened to her?
Yeah.
Really thinking about Ajax for going along with this shit for 6,999 years, 11 months.
You wouldn't be necessarily wrong.
And then
with that impulse.
At the very end, gaining a conscience, which again, she's the only one that died for this. So tough beat there.
Tough. So
it really only leaves me. I have to go with Icarus. Fuck that guy. You're annoying. You are the FedSoc bro. You are the devil's advocate of the room that nobody wants to hear talk, but seemingly you never run out of things to say. You're a contrarian. You're a Joe Rogan podcast listener, and you can go fuck yourself.
Mine is much more outside the box because in this movie, multiple times, there's a reference to the snap. There's reference to Thanos. There's reference to a lot of the goings on in the Marvel universe before this movie. And because of that, because there's not really anybody that actually was on the screen in this movie that I really want to punch, because they're all given a pretty shitty hand, relatively. There's only one character in this world that led to the untimely demise of our Lord and Savior, Tony Stark. And that is Thanos. Which means that Thanos, you are my Ted Cruz Award winner for the character that I would like to punch in the face, because I would love to see Robert Downey Jr. more in this universe, and you unfortunately ripped it away from me. So, Thanos, go fuck yourself. Tim, where can they find you on social?
I'm on social media. Every single account that I own is at LeDuc32. It's in the description if you can't spell it, at TLEDUC 32.
Because we've heard LeDuc,
Dayluke,
my favorite LeDouche.
really solid.
It's just
thought about getting it tattooed at one point.
Yeah, you should.
There's still time. There's still time.
They can find me at tfelix3412. Felix like the cat. Not that hard. For some people it has been, and I've very much enjoyed that. But yeah, tfelix3412. Tim, is there anyone that you would like to add on to the group that I'm about to say? If so, speak now or forever hold your peace.
Terry McAuliffe. Can we throw him in? Or was he trying his best? I don't know. Feels kind of weird to put him in.
Yeah, he had vibes of like you can only lead a horse to water.
Yeah.
It's just like he's not the fact that he was the choice is the problem. He himself is not the problem.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then I'll leave him out of this. Sorry,
Yeah.
Terry.
Yeah.
Come on the podcast anytime.
Yeah, you could text Terry. So, anyways, Icarus, Thanos, and everybody else that keeps me from enjoying the things that I like enjoying in life. Donald Trump, Ted Cruz, Mitch McConnell, and of course, Kirsten Sinema and Joe Manchin
Tucker Carlson.
and Tucker Carlson. Please. Much to the chagrin of 76 million Americans that voted for the Cheeto. Please go fuck yourself. Elvis Monroe, please play us out.
One day, someday, fiction girl. She's my one day, someday. She's my one day, someday. Gotta have her, gonna call her baby. One day, someday. She's gonna call me baby, gonna have a family. I can see it in her eyes. Our future's so, so bright. Gonna wake up by his side. One day, someday. She's my one day, someday. Fiction girl. She's my one day, someday.